catches the timing in such a major way. And that's what this sport's all about. It's such a timing-based game. That's why you have little bat wiggles like you're seeing right there. It's all about timing.
That it is. Speaking of timing, a little delayed on that. Got a pop fly foul, which turned it into strike two. Makes the count now 1-2 with one out. Still got a runner on first with a decent stride, as you can see there. Nice curveball, just outside though. Makes the count 2-2. Batter had a good eye there and steps right out of the way.
I have to think that could be a setup for trying to come back outside. We shall see.
Makes the count 3-2, still with one out. Foul out to the left field, still keeps the count 3-2.
if we get to a late game situation where he's needed.
That's a good point, as the pitchers will finish their warm-up pitches. And Logan, let's meet our pitchers. Let's start first with Conneaut. And they have Robert Helt, big Robert Helt, number 11, on the mound warming up. What are your takeaways just overall? Just look at him warming up right now.
It looks like good stuff, but again, at this point in the day and at this point in the tournament, frankly, you wonder about fatigue. You wonder where everyone is mentally, if they're as sharp as they should be or could be. Going to be interesting to see how that pans out, but both these teams are very good. Conneaut coming in 19-5, and of course Jefferson County coming in at 24-10. Should be a great matchup in the same scenario as we saw last game, as we called it a loser leaves town match. In reality, loser leaves the tournament. And so again, that desperation and chaos, it could get a little interesting as we are about set to get underway. Also, substitute to keep an eye on for Conneaut. Will Keefe played big dividends last night. Keep your eye on Will Keefe if you see him later in the game.
Well, Logan, the lights are on. The stars come out usually when the lights come on. And we're about to watch some good baseball. The 5th and final game today, the 10th game of the tournament. 3 more tomorrow. Happy to bring you all of these on the SKOR Network and the Beaversfield Facebook page. The first pitch is a swing and a foul, and we are underway. Helt threw that one as right down the middle as you can, as the first pitch can be, to J.T. Thompson, the third baseman, number 4. Jefferson County in the blue uniforms with the solid gold numbers, as that is on the ground to third. The third baseman then will let it stay fair. An unfortunate break. Mangaluzzi, the third baseman, thought it was going to roll foul, but unfortunately it did not, and that is a leadoff single for J.T. Thompson.
Mangaluzzi has had some incredibly tough luck in this tournament. He's had some incredibly tough luck in this tournament, and it just continues there. But you see why J.T. Thompson is atop the lineup. He showed some speed last night, does it again quickly tonight.
Has Robert Helt steps off for a brief moment, looks over at first. J.T. Thompson, the runner. The throw, fouled directly at us, Logan. Look out. 0-1 the count. So Dave Ferroni, number 22, the catcher for tonight. The battery mates. That throw over, not in time.
The first thing I notice about big Robert Helt on the mound is he's got the look of a, Kyle Farnsworth comes to mind, maybe a joke.
Throw over. Not in time. His catcher is Sesnick. Sounds like a law firm. Sesnick and Helt. That is a ball, 1-1. The law firm of Helt and Sesnick. Sesnick and Helt, whatever you want to say. But it is 1-1.
And they sell batteries. And they
sell batteries.
Yeah.
Helt sets up, throws over again, and the ball will trickle away from the first baseman, and the runner will advance to second. And how about that? That's a way to start a rally. As a single, and you advance to second.
In this game, speed thrills, and J.T. Thompson proves it again. Gets the bunt, and then the throw over goes awry.
Advance to third, so with 1 out, a runner on third.
And again, you have to talk about Thompson's speed. Gets on first with what was essentially a swing, but the errant throw, which wouldn't have been probably as wild if not for the speed, and now gets that deep fly to center, and he is 90 feet away with less than 2 outs.
And Ryan Anderson will get the first crack in, trying to knock him in from third. The shortstop takes, a first pitch ball. And if you're Helt, you would want that pitch right there. Want to know the count? Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. 2-0. Left to right, Kennedy, Garcia, Ferdinando. Third, the first, Mongaluzzi, Albright, Gubank, and Seeger. And we already talked about Sesnick behind the plate in the squat. 2-0 to count. Helt. That is a ball, 3-0. So two interesting pitches that have not been called, Logan. But if you're Helt, you just got to forget about it. Have a short memory and try to get something here. 3-0. That is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to Ryan Anderson.
Now batting number 6, Corey Cuttis.
So runners on the corners with 1 out. Corey Cuttis, the batter, the designated hitter, takes the ball 1-0. That's 5 straight balls for Robert Helt.
So Robert Helt has got to be a little frazzled by, just a tight strike zone. Not calling that good or bad, but certainly a tight strike zone.
1-0. 1-1. Finally gets a strike. And time is called. The umpire tells him to step in. Instead, Cottis swings, hits it on the ground to third, followed by the third baseman. He throws, it's high. It's going to go all the way to shallow right field, and everybody will move up an extra base. So it's now third and first, as Cottis will stay put.
The tough tournament for Joseph Mongaluzzi continues, as he couldn't come up with the grounder there, and then when he does get it, he makes a very errant throw over first, and just like that, Jefferson County on the board.
So Mongaluzzi commits the error, already the second error, and we are just underway. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to third. Mongaluzzi, we talked about how the ball fine to, and for Mongaluzzi, that looked like he was going to head his way again, but
suddenly baseball can feel like a giant beach ball is rolling your way and it is bound to roll you over when you're, I think, going through it like Mongaluzzi is right now. We saw him struggle some yesterday with some errant plays at shortstop. We've seen him on the mound today, just having a tough time of it.
And George Ash fouls that one away. 0-2. Ash started yesterday's game, is at first base tonight. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Case and Sutton on deck. Here's the 0-2. That one is popped in the air. Second baseman, Gubank, gloves it. Out number 2, and the runners stay put at the corners.
Now batting
So now
5, Jason Sutton.
So now here's Sutton. One and 0. First pitch, a ball to Case and Sutton.
That pop-up was so huge in terms of trying to keep that runner at bay. You never know what may decide a game.
Aiden Fernandez on deck. If Sutton can do anything here, 2-0. The lights are shining bright, and as the darkness comes to light, no pun intended or whatever you want to say there, the lights will only get brighter, the stage will only get bigger.
There's something different about the nighttime. It is the right time.
2-0. This is hit in the air. Left center field. Garcia dives. He can't make the catch. 1 run will score. And the throw in will be cut off in time to prevent any further damage for now. But it's now 2-0.
Robert Held has got to be wondering, what do I got to do? These balls aren't exactly getting stunned. They just happen to fall in the right places, but that's baseball. A lot of ground to cover here at Beavers Field. He's got to be a little frustrated. It's been a tight strike zone. Tough start for Held.
That's a big swing by Eden Fernandez. So 2-0. 2 runs in on 2 hits and 2 errors. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, 2-1. So now it's actually 3-0, excuse me. As time is called briefly, as it's actually 2-1. Had it right originally, 2-1. Little confusion on the field, 2-2. So 2 runners in scoring position for Fernandez. Can he take advantage? That is swung on and missed. The inning is over, but 2 runs score. Logan on 2 hits and 2 errors. And now Conneaut will come to bat. When we come up next, we'll watch Coy Amos go to work. We'll be right back here on the Score and Air Network, live on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
My name is Doc Gibbs. I'm National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion. My father fought in the Pacific Theater of World War II. He came home to raise our family according to values that he learned in the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always loyal. Values matter to former Marines. Family matters to all veterans and those who love them. It especially matters to the Sons of the American Legion.
Country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
And welcome back to Beavers Field here in beautiful Lancaster, Ohio, as Logan, 2 runs scored in the top of the inning. Now let's meet our pitcher for this evening for Jefferson County.
Look, first of all, we got to talk about those errors. Errors paying big dividends. But as far as the pitcher on the mound for Jefferson County, Coy Amos takes the hill. Looking forward to seeing if he can have a quick 1-2-3 inning and continue his team's momentum.
First up to bat for Post 151, Brandon Albright.
So Brandon Albright, the shortstop, will lead off the bottom of the first.
Saw him get on base 2 times earlier today. He's been a nice kickstart to the Conneaut 151 offense.
Amos sets, fires. It's a little bit of a delay or a hitch in his delivery. Can disrupt the hitter's timing just a wee bit. Something that looks unique about him, just 1 pitch seeing him. There's 2-0.
Has a big leg kick, somewhat similar to Bronson Royal.
A Bronson Arroyo reference on the broadcast. Logan Morris talking about his Cincinnati Reds. As that's 2-0. 3-0.
Doesn't get quite as straight leg kick wise as Arroyo did.
3-0 to count. That is a strike. 3-1. Three and 1 on the way. Brandon Albright waits. That is ball 4, so a leadoff walk.
And again, Albright has become an on-base machine. We've seen him do that before today.
Baseman number 31.
So the leadoff hitter last inning got aboard for Jefferson County. They scored 2 runs. Let's see if the same can happen for Conneaut. I'll tell you about the Jefferson County defense in just a second, as that's lined into left field, a base hit. Takes a wide turn around second, but he'll retreat. So now 2 on and nobody out.
And it doesn't take long for the old adage, as they say, walks will haunt. And now you're first and second, nobody down. It just changes the entire feeling of the inning.
So, on defense for Jefferson County, Fernandez, Edwards, and Sutton left to right, third to first. Thompson, Anderson, Conley, and Ash. And we've talked about Ferroni at the plate, but he is in the squat doing the catching. As that is a strike. 0-1.
If you're Amish, you got to be careful with Big John Susnick. He had a big 2-run double against Napoleon earlier today. He's got plenty of pop. Could be danger time already.
Sesnick on cue rips that one foul.
Must have
0-2.
This man's got plenty of power. Quick bat. Kind of built similarly to Wilson Contreras. Has a similar setup as well. Wilson Ramos also comes to mind.
And we talked about it yesterday. That's strike 3. I talked about it yesterday. He looked like Ryan Howard to me was the comp, and that's a strikeout. Out number 1 with 2 on.
151. The pitcher, number 11, Robert Helt.
So now Robert Helt, the pitcher, batting 4th, will be the batter. 2 on. That one, first pitch popped up, foul, and running out of room, and it just keeps bouncing. And we talk about big thumpers in the lineup. Something just happened. The trade deadline is Friday. We have to mention a little bit. How about Joey Gallo to the New York Yankees?
What a big pickup for the boys in pinstripes, reminiscent of the Steinbrenner days.
As that's on the ground, that's a foul ball. According to the home plate umpire, that was a foul ball. It is now 0-2. Yeah, the Yankees have been, listen, the New York media, the fans are relentless. They want a winner. And maybe Gallo, gets them to the playoffs. I mean, they're only about 2.5 games back, but just wanted to talk about that briefly since that just broke.
You gotta love this time of year if you're a baseball fan. These tournaments going on all over the country, and the trade deadline quickly approaching. Great time if you love baseball.
Indeed, as is batted outside 1-2. So still 2 on. And just how close that was, Logan, to maybe this game being tied up. Maybe a matter of inches if that ball stays fair. Here's the pitch. That one is hit in the air. A rocket into left center field. That's going to fall for a hit. That's at least 1 run. They're going to wave around the second runner. The throw just gets in. And 2 runs will score, sliding in. And we are tied just like that, Logan.
Robert Helt helping his own cause with a big-time 2-run double.
Next up to bat.
I'll tell you what, I believe that file is under Cody. Pitchers who can rake. And Robert Helt certainly has met that description this evening.
And who says they don't want to watch pitchers hit? And Helt certainly wants to hit for himself. As Joseph Gubank, the second baseman, will bat.
Well, as you know, Cody, I'm not exactly pro DH.
Here's the pitch. That is a ball, 1-0. Two know the count. Here's the pitch. It's 3-0. Gubank, the second baseman, batting fifth. Where's number 4? Conneaut. Looks like a shade of darker blue with a white, solid white number. That's a strike, 3-1.
Kind of Cleveland Indian or soon to be Cleveland Guardian-esque, that shade of blue.
That is swung on a miss. That might have been ball 4.
And then it's already been
3-2. That is strike 3 call. Great piece of work as the catcher forgot how many outs there were. He threw the ball just into the infield. No one was around it, and that could have been bad. But luckily nothing done there, and 2 outs now.
You got to wonder if maybe it's been a long day, a long tournament, and just getting to you as far as it's so hard to keep that concentration 24/7 essentially while you're in tournament mode. So I think that could be a case of that.
First pitch to Joseph Mangaluzzi.
Well, we had Caleb and Caleb, though, with CNK, and now we have Joseph followed by Joseph.
Some double duty working here with the names as Mangaluzzi awaits. That one's hit in the air to right. Heading back, the right fielder will make the catch to end the inning. So after 1 inning, we are all squared at 2. No pun intended for you math nerds out there. We head to the top of the second, tied at 2.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audio-visual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
What the American Legion have brought to my life, it was about service, it was about the community and commitment, not only to the veterans, but also to the families. We make different families everywhere we go. We have not only our personal family, but then we develop families while we're serving. We are here to support your family because we've been there, we know what it's like, and we know what we need to do to help you.
And welcome back to Beavers Field, Logan. Tied at 2 as we head to the second.
Great to be here, Cody. Great to be back. A very eventful first inning as we are all tied up with locked up at deuces. You know, we're in the middle of this great tournament, and then trade rumors are abound. It's just a great time and a great night for a baseball fan.
It's a fun time of year to be a baseball fan. As warm-up pitches are going to be finished here momentarily.
First up for post 33, number 1, Hakeem Edwards.
Now number 1, Hakeem Edwards, the center fielder. will step in. Blake Conley on deck. The second baseman will bat. First pitch. That's a ball, 1-0.
Again, I look at him and I see Farnsworth or Joe Kelly, a more modern day example. Uncanny resemblance in terms of his wide open delivery.
Definitely uncanny resemblance there, as that's a strike, 1-1.
Well, Cody, I'm going to ask you right here while I'm on the air. Am I crazy, or are those fair comparisons?
I think those are fair comparisons. Your comps today have all been good. 1-1 the count on the way. That is swung on and missed. 1-2.
There is no time. It could be 3 pitches.
1-2 the count. In the dirt, 2-2.
We're going to go down low, get him to chase, maybe some set for that. You know, that takes a lot of trust. You have to have your catcher's got to be on point as far as that down low pitch goes. You got to be able to trust him to keep the ball in front of him.
So Hakeem Edwards awaits the 2-2 from Robert Helt. Swing and a miss. He struck him out number 1.
Next up,
So Hakeem Edwards is retired and now brings up Blake Conley.
number 18, Blake Connolly.
So Conley, the second baseman, stands in. This is the 10th game of this tournament. And we'll have 3 more games tomorrow for you here on the Score and Air Network. On the Beavers Field Facebook page starting at 9 a.m. Grab your coffee or whatever you drink to wake up in the morning. Join us here.
Be hitting with the Clopen. You'll be on PA. It'll be me and Adam Dell on the call.
You and Adam Dell on the call for that one. Me and you are here right now as that one is inside 1-2.
It's going to be a nice filling out process for me and Adele, or as we call him, Hambino. We've never called anything together, so this is going to be a first.
That's going to be fun. I've done some hockey with Adam before, as that one is on the ground to second. The second baseman fields it. He'll throw to first for out number 2. So Logan, a quick 2 outs here for Helt.
Well, that's really what he needs. You want to keep it there at 2-2, and obviously he helped himself in a big way offensively, and he wants to continue to help himself as far as pitching goes. And again, it stifles momentum, and this is such a, people always talk about basketball is a game of runs, right, Cody? But in my opinion, baseball is similar in the sense of it's a game of runs. It can just open up so quickly, and all of a sudden you were up by 10, and now you're down by 2.
As that one is taken for a ball, 1-0. And you see so many times a pitcher, struggles out of the gate and then they settle in, or we saw the last game, the pitchers settled in early but then got hit around late.
Well, we saw Bergman today absolutely dominate. Stifle Sydney, and then something came uncorked.
So as JT Thompson steps in, singled, scored a run his last at bat, takes a strike. 1-2.
His wheels are impressive. Remember, that was pretty much a swinging bunt. I know it's a line drive in your box score, but his wheels are impressive. But the old saying is you can't steal first.
Cannot steal first, at least yet. We'll see in the future. 1-2 on the ground, back to Helt. What a play. He'll underhand it this time, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-3 putout will end the inning, Logan, as we head to the bottom of the second here on the Score and Air Network. And at Beavers Field, it is 2-2. We'll be right back.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today. It's what the Legion's all about. From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us. Our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Bottom of the second. Upcoming. And it's still tied at 2. 2 runs, 2 hits so far for the visiting Jefferson County. 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors for the home team, Conneaut. So Logan, anything going to happen here? We still have a lot of baseball left to be played. The night is still young.
That it is, and as Daniel Garcia steps in, he, we talk about J.T. Thompson wheels, but for Conneaut, Daniel Garcia's got some wheels himself. If he gets on here, something could happen in a hurry.
So as Logan said, Daniel Garcia steps up, fouls it, and a bunt attempt. So the bunt attempt.
As we hear some chatter from the fans.
Love to see the crowd in attendance tonight. 0-1 to Garcia. Garcia, the center fielder. Don's number 7.
He's got kind of a, Garcia's got kind of a Juan Pierre feel.
Here's the pitch. Held it just a little longer than.
Or if you want to get more apropos with those uniforms, perhaps Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Lofton.
Wearing that number 7.
There's the 1-2. Upcoming, and just kidding, time is called. So, just like us, Garcia will have to wait for the 1-2 pitch just a little bit longer. One and 2. That is a hanging breaking ball hit in the air. Center field. And Amos is lucky, to be honest, that Garcia didn't read that better, because that was just a hanger. We saw that one ourselves.
And he knows it. Amos, you saw the body language, and he kind of looked up to the heavens and might have just mouthed thank you, because he did. He looked up to the heavens like, hey, I got away with one there.
Garcia might have had.
And that might have been that little stop right there that he does. That might have been enough to throw Garcia's rhythm off, just enough to where it looks like a can of corn to center.
Garcia might have had deer in headlights. They're so excited that you just overswing, but nonetheless, that was a pretty impressive piece of hitting. He hit it pretty well, but unfortunately it found the center fielder. And you know very well, Logan, it doesn't matter how hard you hit it in baseball. You can hit it 2 miles an hour off the bat or 150.
Yeah, we know the game is at a bit of a crossroads. We're in this exit velocity era, but no, it's truly, yes, it's cool to talk about it. It's cool to see those high velocity numbers, but it really doesn't mean jack squat.
1-1, fouled back. No, fouled to left, excuse me. Speaking of exit velocity, that one was hit in a hurry out to left field for out number 2. Fernandez.
But going back to that Garcia at-bat, it might have just been that little hitch that saved Amos, because he did. He looked up to the heavens, and the body language screamed, I know I got away with one there.
Here's the pitch. That is the ball. 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. 2-0. Brandon Ferdinando steps in, the right fielder. 3-0 quickly Ferdinando.
Earlier in the day, you started the game for Conneaut. Me and James Atkinson was on the call.
3-0. Taking all the way. Takes a strike. 3-1. Three and one. That is ripped foul. Logan, we were talking about exit velocity, but my goodness, those foul balls have gotten out in a hurry.
I mean, there was a ton of velo all over that, but again, you know, yes, and even I have grown to enjoy the exit velocity talk, but what does it mean if it's not being straightened out?
As that is ball 4. Ferroni tried to frame that one over the strike zone, but not having it. That was a great off-speed pitch. You like the idea, nice breaking ball, but unfortunately couldn't get the call as that's a walk.
It's been a tight strike zone thus far. We've talked about that earlier, and it was tight there again.
As this pitch is gets away from the catcher, and Ferdinando will head to second as Brendan Albright steps in, the shortstop. It does not have an official at bat. He walked in the first. We are in the bottom of the second, 2-2. Here's the 1-1. That one gets in the dirt again. Back to the backstop it goes. And just like that.
13 ways, Cody.
And Logan, I was going to say, we haven't had a game like this, I don't think, the entire tournament. I mean, we've had games that have been like 10-2 or something like that, teams that come back from, or a team gets out ahead early and stays ahead. But there haven't been a lot of games that have been nail-biters the entire way. We'll see if that holds true or if one of these teams can pull away towards later innings.
No, we haven't. And to be frank with you, not to root for or against anybody, but I hope to see that at some point in this tournament before we get out of here in roughly 48 hours or so. It truly, those are the most fun game to watch.
2-1. That's strike 2-2. What a better time for a game like that under the lights.
Well, yeah, you know, there is no time like the present, as they say.
Albright trying to give Cognac the lead. That is strike 3 call. Albright looked back at the umpire.
Disagreed heavily.
Disagreed with it, but nonetheless, we played 2 complete innings, and we are tied at 2 apiece right here on the Score on Air Network, live on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score on Air Network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
Welcome back to Beavers Field. Top of the third, Logan. 2-2 is our score. As Robert Helt will go back to work for his 3rd inning of work. Finishes his warm-up pitches, and we're about ready to...
To me, that warm-up was so Farnsworth-esque, it was scary. That's just what I see. But again, Joe Kelly for more modern-day reference. Especially if he's going to stick out his bottom lip.
For post 33, number 22, Dave Ferroni.
Dave Ferroni getting a nice ovation.
Yeah, so Dave Ferroni will come to bat. The catcher, Sesnick, relayed a couple signs as he stepped out. Gets back in the squatting position. Gets on one leg. That is a strike, 0-1. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. Ferroni had a sacrifice in his last at bat. Here's the pitch. That is inside.
A little bit of chin music. That's the old, hey, if you're getting a little tired, might want to wake up. Ferroni, of course, probably used to that kind of treatment, and he's got a commanding lead in this at bat, up 3-0.
Here's the pitch on the way. That is foul.
Got a good cut there. If he straightens that out, that could, people often go, well, he just fouled it back or he just popped it up. Well, it's an inch or two on the bat, makes all the difference in the world.
The 2-2 is a ball. Now it's 3-2.
That is one of my biggest pet peeves about baseball fans oftentimes. Well, he just popped it up. Well, 2 inches and we're talking something different.
3-2. That is hit high in the air. Left center field. Garcia roaming, and he makes the catch. A nice play by Garcia for out number 1.
We talked about those wheels of Garcia, and they were in overdrive there. Great distance he had to cover. I mean, he had to move in a hurry.
I wish. Okay.
So Ryan Anderson steps in. That's tapped on the ground to third. Mangaluzzi throws to first. And the throw was in the dirt, but once again, Logan, I think with the speed, he would have made it there anyway, regardless of the throw.
Very possible, but at this point, it's hard not to feel for Mangaluzzi out there. It just feels like time and time again, those opportunities come up for him in the field in these last few days. And for whatever reason, some to no fault of his own, he doesn't get the job done.
Yep, and rolled an E5 on the play. So with 1 on and 1 out, you can see Heltz motioning his arm, trying to remember, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to get this pitch over.
Everything in baseball is the same exact timing. And it can be so tough to replicate that routine.
Here's the 1-0, and that one is hit in the air, foul. And you even see that at the major league level. You see guys like Johnny Cueto at every pitch reminding himself, hey, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to grip the ball. A certain grip, certain angle. Do I need to do this with my legs?
Absolutely. You see major leaguers like Cueto constantly doing the throwing motion, even when they're not really throwing, just tinkering with the grip.
That is a strike, 1-2. So Cottis reached on air. In his first at bat, he takes the ball 2-2. The first baseman, George Ash, is on deck. Two and two from Heltz. On the way, a long pause of that runner moving in the air center field. That's going to fall in front of Garcia. Anderson was on the move from first, so he will move to third on the play. He was off and running.
Next up, number 8, George.
So now runners on the corners with 1 out.
And George Ash has shown the ability to get base hits in this tournament. This is a tough situation for him.
So George Ash. Will step in briefly look over just for a second at the third base coach. Nothing too long. Do they lay a bunt? Maybe a safety squeeze. 1-0.
Frankly, at the way that they've gotten to him this inning, I don't think you need to safety squeeze. I think you can trust to swing away. All of a sudden, very hittable.
And you look how far back the third baseman Mongaluzzi is playing, and his ability or inability to field in this game. Maybe that's the reason you try to bunt. But again, it goes back to another question of, is he able to bunt? Is he able to execute a bunt? That is not here or there, as that's line to short. The shortstop will field. He'll throw. The runner at second is out. Or the runner at second is out, yes. And the runner at first is safe.
And the run does score.
And the run does score, and it's 3-2. The umpire is saying he lost it on a transfer.
That can become one of the most debatable calls in baseball. We've seen a lot of managers come on out and argue the case. And speaking of that.
Yes, and we have a discussion going on right now. We'll see what happens here. Could they? What's going to happen here, Logan? The umpire's discussing it.
I mean, now that, we've used the term meeting in the minds a whole lot today, but this truly is that. The umpires, could they call a double play and the run doesn't count? Purely speculation on my part, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know yet. We'll have to see. Everybody kind of standing around. The game's come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, as the umpires talk, we'll wait and see what they say. Right now, it's 2 outs and a run is scored.
So if there's somebody out there that does a bad lip reading, this is the time.
As looks like everything will stay the same as presented. So 2 outs and a run is in, so it's 3-2 and a runner on first. As the home plate umpire is talking to the Conneaut dugout, I would presume the manager or a coach, about the decision. So after all that, George Ash is on first, the run is in. And it is 3-2.
And now Sutton going to step in.
Kason Sutton, the batter, doubled. In his first at bat, takes the ball.
You wonder though if that little delay might have been the moment that help needed to kind of take a breather, get your mind right.
As that's hit in the air to center field, that's going to fall in front of Garcia again. But his quick intuitiveness to get to the ball will prevent the runners from moving further. So
fantastic defense to get to that ball as quickly as he did and hold that runner at second.
Read that perfectly off the bat, and now it's 2-on with 2 outs.
16, Aiden Fernandez.
As Aiden Fernandez steps in, struck out his first at bat. And if you're help, that's what you want here. A strikeout would be huge. Here's the pitch. That's a strike, a third of the way there.
Well, frankly, Cody, he'll take this out any way he can get it.
That is swung on and missed, 0-2. Ken Helt slammed the door, only allowing one run. Here's the pitch. That is a ball. Looked like Fernandez leaned out his elbow just a bit, nothing too much. If it scraped against him, he would have, taken his base. But ball one nonetheless, 1-2 the count with 2 outs, and time is called. Love hearing the fans.
There is nothing like ballpark chatter.
No, sir. 1-2. That is popped in the air. Left field. The left fielder, Kennedy, coming in. He will snare it and make the catch, Logan, but a run does score. It is 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the third inning here on the Scoring Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Bottom of the third, 3-2 the score. Jefferson County is ahead. Two runs in the first, a run in the third. Conneaut scored both their runs in the first as well, as that is hit in the air, foul, out of play. Gordon Seeger, the first baseman. That's a strike.
It's got to be so tough to time if you're Seeger or anyone else for that matter. Just that little hitch in the giddy up. And if you're watching this stream right now, it's right there.
Yeah, right there is right, as that one is fouled away. 1-2. One and two, the count. On the way. That is fouled. I briefly mentioned Seeger last night. It's something in the name, Seeger. You played third base last night. You have Corey and Kyle Seeger with the Dodgers and Mariners. Something about the Seeger last name. Tonight he's playing first, but
both some solid ball players. Well, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, but the Mariner variety of Seeger has played a little first base here and there.
He has, and Corey Seager mostly plays shortstop. This Seager is playing first tonight. Singled, scored a run. 2-2 is the count to him. Awaits, fires. That is a beautiful pitch. Strike three call. Seager's down swinging.
That low and away pitch, it got him chasing, a little too aggressive. And again, I go back to the hitch, and people wonder, well, why is that so important? And maybe you do, maybe you don't if you're at home watching this broadcast, but think about it in terms of when you think that ball is going to be released, and I've done it sitting here, it just feels like the ball is going to be released, and then there's an extra moment of hesitation, and you kind of go, whoa. And that can just be just the tiniest bit of difference. It's a small breadcrumb, but in many ways, baseball is a, to continue with the sentence, baseball is a sport of breadcrumbs.
Indeed. And the meeting on the mound currently, is it a pitching change? It doesn't look like it. Coy Amos going to stay in the game. So with one out, nobody on. John Sesnick, the catcher. To me, he looks like Ryan Howard. The way he stands in the box, his presence, even the bat wiggle, reminds me of Howard. His follow through, it's very Ryan Howard-esque.
I think it's a good comp. I really do. I see.
He even does the thing where he flips his bat out, you know, holds it at the pitcher. That was brief, but I've seen him do it a little bit longer. I want to know. That one is crushed in the air. Center fielder going back, looking up, and that one is gone.
You talked about Ryan Howard-esque. Well, there's nothing more Ryan Howard-esque than that. He had a run for the Phillies that was very similar to that right there. Fantastic shot by Susnick. He has got some big-time pop in that bat, and he shows it right there.
For reference, that's 390 in center field, so if only we had StatCast to let us know how far that went exactly with the exit velocity and all of that, the launch angle, and but we can tell you from our vantage point that launch angle was pretty high.
Every bit, it went every bit of 392. Incredible power by Susnick. Of course, you see he's got that well-built base, and so it makes sense that he is such a powerful threat at the plate.
As Helt steps in, first pitch a strike. So Sesnick ties the game at 3. Just like that, Logan, all squared up again. Or all cubed up, I guess, if we're following the puns, but that is a ball 2-1.
Down the foul line here, another 125 feet to high. Oh, okay. And center field is 600 feet to the high.
2-1 is fouled back 2-2. So Helt.
And you know, Helt trying to continue to help his cause. He'd like to help himself take the lead the next time he toes the rubber.
That one is ball 3, 3-2.
I didn't know, I know it's like an elevation drop, so I didn't know if it was.
3-2 on the way with one out. The pitch. That is ball 4. So a 1-out walk.
You can see that Helt has such great presence at the plate.
The second baseman, number 4, Joseph Gubank.
Joseph Gubank steps in. Throw back. Not in time. Getting back is Helt.
The second was a lot more fun for us. Right. A little scary at first.
Gubank takes a strike. Beautifully placed off-speed pitch.
One thing I've noticed about Gubank throughout this entire tournament this week is that he's not the most aggressive hitter. He's out there to take pitches, and you can tell he wants to work the count. I'd like to see him hang a little bit more.
That's a strike. 0-2.
He often has himself in 2-strike counts, and don't get me wrong, that doesn't write the end of the at-bat. But I'd like to see a little bit more aggression from Gubank.
0-2 to count. 1 out. Swung on a miss, ball in the dirt. So that is out number 2. Gubank down swinging. And now the other Joseph, Mongaluzzi, will step up.
Next up, number 1, Joseph Mongaluzzi.
Flew out his first at bat to the right fielder. Steps in. That is the ball, 1-0. One and 0. Down low, 2-0. That is a strike, 2-1.
Mongaluzzi certainly had his struggles in the field. You know that he would love to have a big hit here at the plate and kind of forget about all that and right all those proverbial wrongs.
Two and 1 is swung on and missed. Strike 2. So Amos trying to get out of this inning, only allowing the home run.
It's going to be interesting to see if Amos comes back outside there. You notice the catcher was way up outside. And it's going to be interesting to see if that continues. They must think the Mongaluzzi is susceptible to that outside pitch.
Daniel Garcia on deck if Mongaluzzi can do something. That's in the dirt, ball 3.
Continuing the low and away theme, but you've a lot of nibbling going on. A lot of nibbling.
So 3 and 2, the runner will be on the move with 2 outs. The pitch. That one is hit foul. So we'll do it again.
Just foul. You know, boy, there's some close calls with these foul balls. But again, I'd love to know the mindset of Mongaluzzi. Again, he's had his struggles in the field, and you just know that he is just itching. I mean, clamoring for his big moment at the plate.
Can it come here? 3 and 2. That's on the ground to second. The second baseman fields it, throws on the first. That one gets away, and it goes into the dugout. So Helt will move to third, and Mongaluzzi will go from first to second.
And that goes to show,
Batting for post 151, Daniel Garcia.
That goes to show that make contact, good things happen. That was a slow dribbler to the right side, and obviously he showed a lot of hustle and made that second baseman have to make an aggressive throw, overly aggressive, and obviously, you know, he's on base for it. Make contact, good things happen.
So 2 outs to run already in, 2 runners in scoring position. Daniel Garcia swings and misses at the first one, 0-1.
Garcia took a huge rip at that one, Cody. A huge rip.
Trying to give him 2 more runs.
I think he was trying to give him 3.
0-1. That one is foul, 0-2. Quickly, 2 strikes. Daniel Garcia.
Now you want to see Garcia choke up, shorten the approach a little bit.
The pitch outside, a ball, 1 and 2. Garcia flew out to the center fielder in his first at bat. One and 2, the count. Amos takes a long look back at second before firing to Garcia, who fouls it away again to the left.
You can see that Garcia is having trouble timing. To the left, to the left, to the left. If you're, for some reason, you are a brand new baseball fan, that means he's late.
1 and 2. On the way, Garcia. rockets that one right to the shortstop, unfortunately, Logan. However, a run does score on the Cesnik home run. And once again, we are tied at 3 this time, Logan. We'll be back for the top of the 4th right here on the Score on Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
Today, over 3,500 teams compete each year to win the American Legion Baseball World Series. But it's more than who wins and who loses. American Legion Posts and members like you have provided millions of young people the opportunity to learn patriotism, sportsmanship, leadership, and active citizenship. Current Major League Baseball stars like Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, and Justin Verlander honed their skills while playing American Legion Baseball. Now the youth in your community are looking for support. Learn how your post can get involved at legion.org/baseball.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
And welcome back to beautiful Beavers Field, lit up in the night sky. And the lights, of course. Cody Larson here alongside me. To my right today is Mr. Logan Morris. Logan, 3-3 game. Can't ask for much more. Your thoughts so far?
Well, first of all, beautiful view. You can't ask for a more beautiful sight in this state of Ohio. And if you got something more pretty than this, I don't believe you. My thoughts on the game so far? This has been the back and forth matchup we've kind of been craving. No one has really felt like they're in great command. Just when someone gets a lead, we saw Susnik hit the big home run. And so it just feels like this could still go either way. And with the way this game is going, anything could turn, and it certainly has in this tournament. But this has got a vibe. This can last a while. I know I say that now. First batter's going to hit one deep, but this has the vibe. It could last a while. There is so much parity between these two teams. That has been quickly proven.
So Hakeem Edwards, the center fielder who struck out his last time up. Or his first time up, I should say. We'll get another crack at it. Another crack at Robert Helt. Fires. Shows bunt. He did not swing. 1-0. That's surprising, Logan, given when you show bunt, usually an automatic strike when you miss, but the umpires had a different feeling. 1-0.
Let's call it unusual.
Not bunting that time, takes ball 2.
See that defense, there's a big hole right up the middle. If you can get a hot shot back up the box.
2-0. Inside, 3-0.
If you can get a hot shot back up the box, it's going to be awful hard to stop him.
If he hits it to right center, that could be extra bases, given his speed. I mean, more than just 2. Taking all the way, 3-1.
It's a bit of a kind of a Gary Sheffield bat wiggle.
3-2 from 3-0 to 3-2, Logan.
Well, that's baseball, Cody. So much of this game, and that's all you can say is that's baseball. But yeah, I see a lot of wiggle in that bat. Like I said, a little Gary Sheffield-esque. Not bringing it forward the way Sheffield would, but a lot of movement.
That is strike 3 call. So from 3-0 to the strikeout, out number 1.
And those are the ones that are bitter pills to swallow if you're at the plate. When you're on the verge of a walk and getting some started for your team, and you end up striking out or making it out period when you're 3-0, that is a tough pill to swallow.
It is, as Blake Conley will show bunt. 0-1.
But it goes to show that's where baseball is a game of short memories. I know you and I both know that. And it goes to the next pitch, the very next at bat. You got to have a short memory. You can't get too high and you can't get too low.
No, you cannot. You just have to have those short memories and move on to the next batter and next at bat. As Blake Conley grounded out his first time up. That one is ripped into right field, a base hit. It's just over the head of the second baseman, Gubonk.
That ball had an awkward carry there right at the end. It felt like it looked almost Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote-esque in the way it just kind of hung there.
Yeah, just...
Number 4, J.T. Thompson.
I know that's a dated reference even for a 26-year-old man, but that's what it felt like. It hung there for a second, didn't it?
It did, and luckily for Jefferson County, it landed in a place where no one was, so that allowed the single. So now J.T. Thompson delivers, no swing, 1-0. Thompson, the third baseman, singled, scored a run, and grounded out. He's 1 for 2. That's down low, a ball, 2-0. Here's the pitch. That one's in the air, left center field. Garcia, the center fielder, however, will run over, make the catch. Out number 2.
Garcia has shown just such great range out there. And that's one of those balls where Garcia proves that, as we all know, the center fielder, kind of the quarterback out there.
Next up the bat.
Kind of the quarterback. You can make an argument it's a left fielder's ball, but Garcia has such great range. Incredible when you get to the ground, he's got it covered.
As Dave Ferroni will step in, the catcher. A sacrifice and a flyout. Waits. That is strike number 1. Two outs, 1 on. That is strike 2, quickly 0-2. To the count, and that is quickly a 3-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I said that out of order, but you know what? It's been a 12-hour day, and you know what? We'll roll with it. And with that note, we'll head to the bottom of the 4th here on the Score and Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
My name is Doc Gibbs. I'm National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion. My father fought in the Pacific Theater of World War II. He came home to raise our family according to values that he learned in the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always loyal. Values matter to former Marines. Family matters to all veterans and those who love them. It especially matters to the Sons of the American Legion. The Sons of the American Legion and the entire Legion family welcomes children, teens, parents, grandparents, and friends. Together we stand for veterans, like my dad, and the values they fought for. Learn more today by visiting legion.org/sons.
As veterans, we know how to serve our country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Bottom of the 4th. Mr. Logan Morris scores 3-3.
Again, no one can quite get the advantage. No one can kind of get comfortable. Everything there's an air of tension here tonight at Beavers Field during this game because it's 3-3.
Post 151, Alex Kennedy.
As Alex Kennedy, the left fielder, 0 for 1 today, will come to bat. Here's the first pitch.
Alex Kennedy had 2 hits in his first game today. So he is more than capable of getting on base and getting something started.
0-1 the count now. That is framed nicely by the catcher, Ferroni, but unable to get the call. The pitch, that one is ripped foul to the right. One and two the count, nobody out. Just underway here in the bottom of the fourth. That is a ball.
It's the same as always. It's just 8 hits now. Yeah, and that's the channel that
Here's the 2-2. That was, wow, beautifully placed off-speed pitch. Unfortunately, for Jefferson County, could not get the call.
I mean, if you're aiming, you go, what do I got to do?
I would have thrown it around the horn. As that one coming right back to the pitcher, and that is out, number 1. So Kennedy grounds out.
27, Brandon Ferdinando.
So we ground out to the pitcher as Brandon Ferdinando will come up as we have a brief stoppage momentarily. A brief pause in the action. The catcher left the field, and right now, Logan, I guess we'll take a quick break with them, just a brief break. We'll try to figure out what's going on, but we'll be back in just a jiff right here on the Score and Air Network. It is 3-3.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player. That is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audiovisual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-60.
And we're back. First pitch with 1 out is a strike, going 1.
Still not entirely sure what the delay in the action kind of was, if I'm just being honest.
Yeah, still didn't figure that out. That one in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher.
I'm not putting him down. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I mean, purely.
Maybe we could have figured it out, maybe not. But you know what? The game goes on, and
yes, the game of baseball is a lot like life.
that is a ball, 2-1. A lot of pitches on the corner not being called. 2-1, 1 out. That one and low, 3-1. Now Conneaut can try to get someone on board here. 3-1, swung on a miss. Ferdinando walked in his first at bat.
Well, Cody, what you throw on 3-1? Do you throw on 3-2?
Fouled away. Well, Logan, I'll tell you what, you're the analyst tonight, but I would throw him something he can't hit. I'll give you that much. Pretty good strategy, right? Yeah, yeah.
That's.
What would you throw him here, Logan? Same thing, or?
That's how I'd come back with the same thing. You saw him swing and miss at it. Trust your stuff.
That one is inside. And that's a walk.
Now batting number 14, Brandon Albright.
Brandon Albright.
He's doing a concert on August 16th. Not concert, doing
Walk, run scored, and a strikeout. Fouls that one back.
Okay, so if you want to come up with that, he's doing his show. He's not there talking about it. He actually, because I've done favors for me to talk to the students back last year. They want to talk to them. And all of it.
Brandon Albright waits the 0-2 from Amos. That one is in the dirt.
Albright has been pesky all day to get out. You got to wonder if he gets on, does something really get started? Momentum is fickle.
Here's the pitch. That one is fouled back and out of play. We'll do it again.
But at the same time, momentum is consistent. And what I mean by that is that when you get on base and all of a sudden you get 2 runners on, and like clockwork, things start happening. You start pressing a little bit as a pitcher on the mound.
The 1-2 is grounded to short. The shortstop flips and only get one out at second. So maybe a wise play given all the errors on defense tonight to hold the ball.
You want to go sure-handed, but especially when you're struggling defensively, because as cliche as it sounds, Cody, back to basics is what you got to do. When you find yourself really scuffling in any facet of the game, back to basics. I mean the simple things that you know for a fact.
We just saw a glimpse of your man crush, Joey Votto, to our right on the television screen, but Gordon Seager steps in here at the first baseman.
He's just the greatest Red there's ever been, and I don't care how blasphemous that sounds to Pete Rose fans.
Gordon Seager, the first baseman. Speaking of first, that's thrown over there. Nothing doing. One and 0 the count. On the way. That one's hit in the air. Center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. And now with 2 outs, a mini rally starting for Conneaut.
Something about with, and I know this goes back about him, but something about with Albright. When he gets on, there's a motor that gets running. And speaking of motors, John Cesnik, big, powerful. You can just see by his base, if you take a look at him, that this guy's got plenty of pop.
Yeah, Cesnik. Looks like we'll have a pitching change, Logan. So with that, we'll step aside real quick. We'll figure out ourselves who the new pitcher is, and we'll tell you about him when we come back here on the Score Network and Beaversfield Facebook page.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today. It's what the Legion's all about. From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us. Our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
And And welcome back here, Logan. Who is the new pitcher?
It's Sutton, my man. Sutton.
Yes, sir. Kason Sutton, the right fielder, now coming in the pitch.
What do you make of that move?
I like it. Sesnick, you know, we're going to talk about him anyway, hit the long home run to center field, the deepest part of this ballpark, and he made it look tiny. And let's watch Sesnick go to work. A strikeout and a home run. Just need to walk for all of the 3 true outcomes. Here's the pitch. That's a ball, 1-0.
The 3 true outcomes, spoken like a true analytics guy.
Well, he has the strikeout in the first, and he hit the towering monster home run in the third. Let's see what he can do here in the fourth. That's 1-0.
Well, Sutton is looking to change that.
Laid in there by Sutton. Very nice job. 1-1.
I think you gotta keep trying that. You know, nice off-speed pitch, greatly located.
Long look back for Sutton in that one. And he looked like he got distracted there because the ball was so far outside, but 2-1 the count.
Again, I think you might want to bring that off-speed stuff back inside. We're so prone now to the fastball.
2-2, hit a mile in the air to left field. Retreating is the left fielder, going back. And that one will drop in. I lost the ball momentarily. That will drop in at the left field corner. Left center field, and the ball gets away. So after all that, Sesnick, he will say it's an inside the park home run, but it'll probably be a triple and an error. But
it's probably a triple and an error.
Regardless, it's 3 runs.
It's the same result. And again, the one thing you notice is you can't overstate the power of Sesnick.
Robert, help.
And we talked about it, is when he hit the home run, just the towering shot he hit. I mean, it looked like for a minute it was going to get out of here.
When he hits them, they stay hit.
That's a ball, 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is fouled away, 1-2. So now Conneaut takes the lead.
And the happiest man is the man in the batter's box in hell, because he's been on the mound.
1-2. That one hit hard on the ground to third. The throw throws him off the base. But Helt is out.
Helt tried to sneak on in there.
So he throws him out, but 3-run score in the inning, and now it is doubled up the score. It is now 6-3 as we head to break here on Score Air Network and on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score On Air network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
And welcome back to Beavers Field here. And the tide has turned, excuse me. And all Conneaut has to do now, Logan, is get 9 more outs now come away victorious in a loser leaves town match. I know you giggle a little bit inside when I say that.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. We've had Joey Votto references and WWE references. Boy, Cody, you're really trying to find the way to the heart.
Yes, sir.
First up to bat, number 14, Ryan Anderson.
All right, Greg Murray.
So now Ryan Anderson steps up to the plate. Down to their last 9 outs.
I saw why, though. Makes sense.
Top of the fifth.
Boston.
First pitch strike.
Ryan Anderson's got a lot of power. Not necessarily suspect, don't get me wrong, but he's got that kind of doubles power, and he's got 5 tools. He's got 5 tools.
Here's the pitch. That is swung on a miss, 0-2.
He was trying to show off that power. If he'd have connected, that'd have went a long way. It's a hard swing by Anderson. You gotta slow it down, stay balanced.
And time was briefly called. 0-2 to count. Long look in, time it's called again. Here's the pitch. That is strike 3 called.
Anderson disagrees.
And Anderson had words for the umpire. And the umpire has some words back. They have words for each other.
Now batting,
and
number 12, Corey Cottis.
Corey Cottis.
Number 12, Coy Amiss.
So now this is Coy Amos. Batting for Cottis. So Anderson struck out looking. Now Coy Amos taking his first swings of the game, 1 and 2.
And you know what I've noticed as we still look at the big right-hander help, the hitch is becoming less and less prominent that we've talked about.
It has, as that one looked really slow. It looked like a beach ball out of the hand, but
the only bit of hitch you kind of see now is with the initial kick. When he goes to kick the leg, all of a sudden the hitch is almost non-existent.
that one bounced well in front of home plate. Quinn McCoy, who Logan talked about in the pregame, brief pregame, is on deck, and he will come to bat here with a runner on, it looks like, as that's hit in the left center field. That's going to be a double. He's going to try and stretch it to 3, and he will slide in safely. How about that?
What a great hustle play. Look, the hustle in this tournament has been incredible.
Number 17,
and
Quinn McCoy.
And now Quinn McCoy going to come up. Didn't start tonight's game, but I've watched him during this tournament. Plenty of prowess and promise right here.
So Quinn McCoy, the pinch hitter. 0-1, or excuse me, 1 out. Pops this one up way high. The third baseman.
Just out of play. Just above that dugout. And frankly, McCoy has got to count his lucky stars because, you're wanting to come in and make a splash off the bench. And last thing you want to do is pop up to the third baseman, one pitch in to this at bat. You've been sitting cold all night long. You'd like to be there a little while at least.
Quinn McCoy takes the ball, 1-1.
Looks like that Help may have just held on to that one a little too long. Waited a little bit too long to release it.
So Quinn McCoy. Runner on third. 1-1. That one is hit high in the air to first. The first baseman and catcher roaming, and the first baseman will make the catch. Count it lucky for
number 26.
Conneaut that the runner didn't score because no one was covering the plate. The catcher, first baseman, the pitcher was all over there.
So very, very fortunate that that ball wasn't dropped or any issues take place.
So now Kason Sutton, the pitcher, takes a strike, 0-1.
No one wants to come through more than Sutton, help his own cause. Now he's on the mound.
1-1 the count. Two outs, runner on third. That is on the ground to short. And that ends the inning. So Logan, we played 4.5 innings here. Bottom of the fifth coming up. It is now 6-3. Well, it's still 6-3. You're watching the Score Air Network on Beavers Field Facebook page.
Have you always dreamed about a career in sports broadcasting but aren't sure where to begin? Well, if so, then look no further than the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. Whether in front of the camera, on the microphone, or behind the scenes, you'll learn from a pro to be a pro in the Sports Emphasis program at the Ohio Media School. You'll get hands-on training and live in-the-field experience at some of Ohio's biggest sporting events. You'll be the star of your very own webcast, and you'll get the opportunity to interview some of Ohio's biggest athletes. Call us today at 614-655-5250 or visit our website at beonair.com.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
And welcome everybody back to Beavers Field here. Bottom of inning number 5. Mr. Logan Morris.
Yes, sir.
Moving right along here. 6-3 to score.
That we are, and there's a lot on the line. Another elimination match, just as game 1 that we called together was. You certainly at this point, you don't want to panic, but at this point you're starting to look at the scoreboard and realize you're running out of innings and running out of outs.
Most definitely, but we saw in the first game we called just a few hours ago that what Kevin Garnett echoed, anything is possible. Any comeback is not out of the question. A 3-run lead is never safe, not even at the major league level.
Certainly, look, I'm not writing any proverbial tournament, summaries or obituaries. I'm just saying, time, in the words of the Steve Miller Band, keeps on ticking into the future.
3-1. And that's ball 4. Gubonk, who was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, works a walk.
And I can, and I
Joseph Mangaluzzi.
And I know that I have said this before, but this is the man that needs a good moment. If there's anyone that is, probably being rooted for across the stadium, it's Mangaluzzi. We've just seen him scuffle both offensively and defensively. He needs that good moment, that nice big gap double, or maybe a triple, or maybe even taking one of the seats. Just something to go, all right, this didn't come away, but did you see that?
And even working a walk here as it's already 2-0. Sutton fires, and it's fouled back.
And that was
a loud thud echoed through Beavers Field.
That sounded like the slam of a screen door.
2-1 the count. That one is in the dirt. 3-1. Runner doesn't move from first.
See the runner drifting off.
That one is called a strike. 3-2. Still nobody out, but it'll be interesting again to see if they have the runner in motion with 3-2.
I got to tell you, Cody, I would. I think you got to take some risk. The old saying, you got to risk it to get the biscuit. I think you got to go for it here.
Not running, fouled back.
One thing Mangaluzzi has done well is make a lot of contact. Sure, they haven't necessarily been the at-bats he'd like, but he hasn't done a lot of striking out. He's made a lot of contact throughout this tournament. I would trust him. I'd send that runner.
3-2, nobody out, runner on the first, not moving again. That one is called strike 3. Mangaluzzi lost that one and strikes out looking. And now 1 out and 1 on.
Number 7, Daniel Garcia.
Now Daniel Garcia.
Well, you've seen in full effect what his wheels can do.
With 1 out, briefly showed bunt, pulled it back, takes the ball, 1-0. That is a ball. 2-0. Garcia 0 for 2, a fly out on the line out. Alex Kennedy tiptoeing his way to the on-deck circle. Finally has arrived in the on-deck circle. 3-0. That one, strike 1.
You do not want to walk Garcia. I know that there is a runner on first, but we have seen his speed all game long. If a big base hit were to happen, he would easily be a threat from first.
That one is foul from 3-0 to 3-2, just like that.
Garcia is the type of athlete that first base is scoring position.
And now again the question is, will the runner be on the move? 3-2 with 1 out. Not running. That one is hit in the air. Left field, the left fielder has to roam on it, and he misplays it. And it looked like he had trouble seeing the ball. Now there's 2 on with 1 out still, and Garcia is at first.
Well, I know that I'm sitting here in this now quickly comforting press box as it feels nice and cool in here.
I was gonna say it's nice and snug in here, like I'm under a blanket, and after the warm day it was here.
But to me, you got to find a way to get that ball. The lights are plenty bright here at Beaver Field. Again, Garcia is not the guy you want on base. I know that there's a runner in front of him, but he is quick.
Here's the pitch. That falls in there for a strike, 0-1.
And Kennedy, again, has proven all day long that he can get on base with some authority. So, again, not the ideal situation for Jefferson County.
Kennedy pops this one in the air. Foul. Kennedy flew out and grounded out, 0 for 2. Ferdinando on deck, excuse me. And they called a balk, so everybody will move up a base. It is now 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
And that takes away the option of the double play. No force out now available. Everything will be a tag play.
Here's the pitch. That one's inside. 1 and 2.
And you cannot allow too much more if you are post 33. You really cannot allow too much more. Yes, we've seen all things are possible today. No question. But
1 and 2.
But I don't know if they have the offense that is as potent like Napoleon.
2 and 2 to count now. This is a huge out now with the runner on 3rd.
Well, now you need that good old-fashioned strikeout.
That one is fouled back.
One of those
out of play.
One of those 3 true outcomes that you like to talk about. There's a whole lot more than 3.
Two and 2 the count. That is strike 3 called, and that's a huge second out. And maybe a little sigh of relief for Sutton, as that strikeout was so big, it kept the ball out of play.
Number 27.
And you're now at 2 outs.
You know, it's not for me to say whether that pitch was a strike or not, but that falls under the category, and I'm sure Kennedy knows it as he's heading back to the dugout. Too close to take.
So Ferdinando steps in, 2 walks, no official bat, rips that one foul. Sutton toes, it looks like from here, the middle of the rubber. If anything, peeking towards the third base side just a tad, if anything. 1 and 1 the count. One and 1 the count, 2 outs. That one is hit foul, and that one was left hanging by Sutton. Luckily, he didn't hit it straight. That would have been 2 runs if he found the gap with the way it hung. 1 and 2. That is swung on and missed. Excellent pitching by Sutton to get out of it. And just like that, 5 innings done. It is still 6-3 in favor of Conneaut here on the Score and Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
Today, over 3,500 teams compete each year to win the American Legion Baseball World Series. But it's more than who wins and who loses. American Legion Posts and members like you have provided millions of young people the opportunity to learn patriotism, sportsmanship, leadership, and active citizenship. Current Major League Baseball stars like Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper, and Justin Verlander honed their skills while playing American Legion Baseball. Now the youth in your community are looking for support. Learn how your post can get involved at legion.org/baseball.
Can you see yourself working on TV, radio, or social media? As media professionals, we make our voice heard. Call the Ohio Media School and be a part of something bigger than you and me. You'll train and get the skills you need to work in TV, radio, social media, film, and much more.
I graduated and now am working as a director of marketing at a local radio station. My future is set.
Call the Ohio Media School now and be a part of something bigger. 614-723-9675. 614-723-9675.
And welcome back. I almost said to Logan Field because I was looking right at you, Logan. To Beavers Field.
One day.
Logan Morris to my right. We are trekking towards the finish line here. The 6th inning. Just about to get underway. Top of the 6th. Conneaut 6 outs away from moving on. Jefferson County on the other hand, has 6 outs. I won't say continue their season, but continue as far as the tournament goes.
And what does that mean, Mr. Larson? That means it might be getting time for desperation.
Number 16, Aiden Fernandez.
Aiden Fernandez, the left fielder, stands in. Struck out and flew out. That one, first pitch on the ground to short. Throws. Good throw by the shortstop. For an out number 1.
And shortstop's got a third baseman's arm.
And sometimes that could work to your disadvantage if you play, for instance, multiple positions. We saw it last night in the major league level with Cody Bellinger, who plays a lot of the outfield. Threw a ball to third from first base, and he threw it way too high and then threw it to the moon basically from first, like he was playing the outfield still, and that was the difference of the game. So
yeah, those multiple positions, you know, it can make it such a difference. You know, on a more local level with the Reds. Think about Eugenio Suarez, how rough he is at shortstop compared to third base. That small difference can be everything.
As Nicky Maurer, the pinch hitter, took a first pitch strike, he takes the ball here, 1-1.
Saw him last night, got on base 2 times. Again, just one of those kind of fire starters that you want on your club if you're post 33. You're running out of time, outs, perhaps patience. It's been a long day.
So Hakeem Edwards' day is done. He struck out twice. Excuse me. Little hiccups here. Been talking for a good part of the day. That's bound to happen every now and then. 2-1 the count with 1 out. The pitch. That is, wow, a ball, 3-1.
You have been talking for a good part of the day, and then we're me, you, and Adam Dell, we're all coming back here to do the cloping in the morning.
Sir, the good old clopener. Kevin Cash would sign us in an instant. We found out we clopened. 3-1. That is a ball, and that's a walk. Nicky Maurer comes off the bench and works a walk. So with 1 on, there's a 1 out.
It's going to be interesting to see it.
Batting number 18, Blake Connolly.
So now Blake Connolly with 1 out and 1 on. Lines this one into the gap. That's going to fall in for a base hit. The right fielder will pick it up quickly. But it's too late as the runner will make it to third. And Conley has a single.
And just like that, boys and girls, this just got a whole lot more interesting. You're only talking about a 3-run deficit, and I'm only a C-plus man, but this means the tying run comes to the plate.
And that tying run is J.T. Thompson as we have a meeting at the mound. Is this the end of the night for Robert Helt? We'll see. Talking it over right now as it stands, 6-3. Runners on first and third. Three runs on 7 hits and 2 errors for Jefferson County. 6 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors for Conneaut. And look at that, Robert Helt. Looks like he's staying in the game for now. The tall right-hander. We'll keep on keeping on. So here we go.
Because you got to wonder at this point, who would you go to that isn't fatigued? We've all been out here all day.
For J.T. Thompson.
So back to the top of the order, J.T. Thompson, the third baseman. 1 for 3. That's a strike. 0-1.
If you can do that 2 more times, won't be much to talk about.
And like we talked about earlier in the earlier innings, this is a huge out because you want to get it without allowing a run. As the runner will take off for second, they'll let him go. So You need to hit the ball either on the ground or strike him out. You don't want one in the air.
And for post 33, that's going to take away any force option, as you're still just one out. So the double play is no longer in order.
So JT Thompson now with 2 ducks in the scoring position pond. Lions a high hop to short. Shortstop fields it, throws it, and he's out. Out number 2. A run does score. It is now 6-4, however. 1 run closer comes Jefferson County.
You can hear some chatter on that call. There were some in the stands that believe that should have been a safe call at first base.
So now this gets interesting. The tying run still at the plate. Dave Ferroni. That's a strike, 0-1. One swing at the bat is all it takes to tie this game up. Tying run at the plate. Runner third, 2 outs, the 0-1. That's a ball, 1-1. Ferroni.
You can feel the tension rising here at Beavers Field.
1-1. That's in the air. That's to center field, a base hit. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1-run game, just like that. And there's 4 outs left for Conneaut to get, and that's a long 4 outs. And the tying run is now on first, and Dave Ferroni.
Ryan Anderson.
And the go-ahead run comes to the plate, and Ryan Anderson.
If you are Pelt and company, you're wondering if those next 4 outs may be next to impossible to get. It just is funny how when these floodgates open, they open in a big, big way.
Here's the pitch. That's a strike.
And if you're Conneaut, you're also wondering, did you make the right call sticking with your big right-hander? You know, we just had that meeting of the minds and made the call to stick with Helt, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-run ball game.
Anderson takes the ball.
What say you, Cody? If you're in that spot, or do you find yourself second guessing?
I'm honestly surprised that Helt is still in the ball game, but they trust their guy to execute. As that is swung on and missed. Catcher interference, and the runner is out, and that ends the inning just like that. So 2-run score. It is a 6-5 ball game as we head to the bottom of inning number 6. We'll sort that out. We'll explain it more when we come back here on the Score Air Network and on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
My name is Doc Gibbs. I'm National Commander of the Sons of the American Legion. My father fought in the Pacific Theater of World War II. He came home to raise our family according to values that he learned in the U.S. Marine Corps. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always loyal. Values matter to former Marines. Family matters to all veterans and those who love them. It especially matters to the Sons of the American Legion. The Sons of the American Legion and the entire Legion family welcomes children, teens, parents, grandparents, and friends. Together we stand for veterans, like my dad, and the values they fought for. Learn more today by visiting legion.org/sons.
As veterans, we know how to serve our country. We've been helping communities for over a century. Today, American Legion posts our organizing food pantries, blood drives, and buddy checks. We're here for our communities every day. And we'll be prepared for whatever comes next. The American Legion. We are veterans strengthening America.
So welcome back to Beavers Field. Bottom of the 6th. A little bit of confusion there, Logan, but it was a ball in the dirt. The runner took off. The batter made no effort, it appeared, to, at least in the umpire's judgment, to get out of the way. So in turn, he called catcher's interference. So that means the runner by rule is out, which was a key out because that was the 3rd out, which ended the inning, ended any chance of a longer rally.
Brendan Albright.
What a, That's tough. The rule is what the rule is, no question about it. I'm not debating that. But that could be a game-defining call, and you never want it to come down to any official in any sport. There's been some upset folks in the stands, I know, in between innings here. Tough.
It's 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1. Brandon Albright, the shortstop.
As you do, there's that vibe of, okay, this is the rule, but if I do this, it might determine the outcome.
That's in the air. Left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And Albright has a hit to start the 6th.
Next up, number 17, John Susnick. All right, number 31, Gordon Seager.
So Gordon Seager, the batter. It's a ball, 1-1. Conneaut already up 6-3, trying to add to their lead. Pushing it for the almost at the 9th again, but for the 7th.
You've got to wonder where Post 33 is right now mentally after that. Let's call it a controversial call, even if it's the right one. You know, does that take the proverbial wind out of the sails?
That one's beautifully placed. 2-2.
But mentally, you've got to put it behind you if you're Jefferson County. Look, it is what it is. And there's still an opportunity to come back. You got to get these 3 outs and then get back swinging.
That one is on the ground, foul. Two and 2 the count. Runner on first. After a 2-run top of the inning, can Conneaut respond in any way? Here's the pitch. Foul.
Just got a piece of that. That was a protection swing if there ever was one.
And Logan, take a peek who's on deck. Big number 17, John Susnick, who's had quite the impact in this game. That one is fouled back and out of play.
Yes, to make a dated reference, everybody should be calling him Big Bad John because he has been a force to be reckoned with time and time again, not only in this game, but throughout this tournament.
2-2 the count, runner on first. That one hit in the air. Right center field going back. He will not make the catch. That falls in. And now there's 2 on with nobody out.
I believe the center fielder took a bit of a tumble out there even. Hard to tell from this vantage point.
Now up the bat, number 17, John Susnick.
So Susnick will be intentionally walked to load the bases with nobody out. And now Robert Helt will be the batter.
And that just shows the respect they have for Susnick to intentionally walk him, not even give him the chance. That, again, that shows you the respect. And when I tell you that he has been a force this entire tournament, if you're like, well, I don't know about that, he's still possible to get out. Well, yes, sure he is. But Post 33 just showed tons of respect to Susnick right there.
So Susnick, he's had the big bat, will now walk to first. And now the bases are loaded, nobody out for Robert Helt.
And it's unfortunate if you're Jefferson County, how it all turns. You come within a hair of getting back to a tie ball game, and now you are within a hair of this being nowhere near a ball game, depending on what happens here.
That one is a strike. 0-1.
Now at the plate, number 11, Robert Helt.
Robert Held probably would like the chance to come on back out there. And to do that, he might need to bring the aluminum in a big way.
I can say a big hit here might help his persuasion if any is needed. 1-1. Infielders on the edge of the grass. 2-1. Outfield at medium depth, 3-1. This is a huge pitch right here. So Sutton's 3-1. That is outside a ball, and now he's walked. The base is loaded. A run will score. It is now 7-5.
And if you're post 33, that is the cardinal sin. You never want to walk in a run. But at the same time, perhaps if you don't want to throw it down the can and give up a big base hit. And to be fair, no disrespect to Mr. Gavonk, but he's had a lot of trouble squaring it up today. So maybe this is the batter you want to go after.
Gavonk struck out twice and walked. That is a strike on the swing. 1-1.
And you might say, well, you don't want to walk with the bases loaded. Never. Well, you're right. Although there was a man named Barry Bonds where it happened on occasion.
1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-2. And if you're Sutton and Jefferson County, if you can limit the damage here, just one run. When you have the bases loaded, nobody out, that's huge.
You can feel pretty confident in that.
That is strike 3 called. Gavonk goes down looking for out number 1. And up comes Joseph Mongaluzzi.
Next up to bat, number 1, Joseph Mongaluzzi.
As the first baseman has moved in front of the runner at first. In the grass. He's playing behind the grass, shallow, but he's even more shallow now for Mongaluzzi. Infield still touching the grass. That one is fouled. 1-1.
And we have talked at length about Mongaluzzi's struggles. And we have talked about how he wants that big moment where there's no better opportunity than to have that, you know what, forget all about it moment if he can come with a big base hit right here and right now. 1-1,
hit in the air. And no call of, now it is infield fly rule. Batter is out, runners advance at their own peril. So the batter is out regardless, out number 2. And that was interesting too because the third baseman dropped the ball, so my goodness. So
now batting number 7.
So now 2 outs.
The infield fly rule becomes the proverbial savior in that moment.
I guess in a way that would have, helped Jefferson County because they would have got the double play, but that's the point of the infield fly, is to prevent stuff like that from happening. So
you're seeing that called less and less at the major league level.
And Daniel Garcia, I have an idea for you that I want to present to you. I don't know if we have time for, I don't know. We'll get to it. It's about check swings. I have a thought process about that. As Daniel Garcia, with 2 outs, takes a 2-0. That one is lined. Left center field, a base hit. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. That is going to score 3 to throw to third. Not in time. How about that? Is now 10-5.
What an unfortunate turn of events for Jefferson County. Think about how close they were to tying this game up. That opportunity gets taken away on a tough call, controversial call, and now you are staring at a 10-5 deficit with time running out quickly.
So a 10-5 deficit now.
Number 47.
So I've thought about this idea, Logan, for a long time. So you know how in college basketball, that's a strike. They have the possession arrow instead of the jump balls and all that. So how check swings are so arbitrary, right? What if they use a quote-unquote possession arrow for check swings? So it starts out, as this is on the ground, I'll finish my thought after this, and that's on the ground. That ends the inning. 4 runs scored. It is 10-5. I will finish my thought with Logan. 3 outs left to go for Conneaut to end this one here in Beavers Field. You're watching on the Scorner Network and on the Beavers Field Facebook page.
In sports, you want to have a player that can get the job done right every time. A real all-star, somebody that's dependable and you can turn to when the game is tough. That player in the audio-video industry is the theater people. From setting up your home's Wi-Fi network and offices, conference rooms, to setting up home theater inside or outside, to setting up the systems to make your home run smarter and safer as well. The theater people can do it all with the quality of professionalism you can expect every single time. That isn't just a great all-around player, that is an all-star. That is why we are the leaders in audio-visual installation in Central Ohio. So call us at 614-604-6327 or check out our website at ttpcolumbus.com to figure out which products will fit you. And don't forget, amplify your personality with the theater.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Robert Helt will try to finish what he started, and Logan just to finish up my idea. So the check swing, you agree, is arbitrary. Every umpire is different. Nobody really knows what a check swing is. We've all seen different variations. So what if they interpreted it as a possession arrow? So to start the game, the possession arrow or the check swing did not swing, favors, starts out with like did not swing, and then it changes after the first check swing.
But here's
and then it changes back, and it keeps going.
But here's the thing you want to keep in mind, and you can find this information at baseballrulesacademy.com. Here's the thing: the technical rule of a check swing is not did he go. It's do you think he made a true attempt at the pitch. It's not how far did his bat go in the zone that we all get so hung up on. It's do you think he made an honest attempt at the pitch. Frankly, there should be a lot less check swings called because was he trying to offer at that pitch? It's become so, well, did he go here or did he go there? The rule is, did he offer at it? And if they did the rule properly, I think it's fine, but they never enforce it.
Right, and that's a strike, 0-1. So Coy Amos, the batter. I'll let you marinate on it a little bit. I still think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. I'm
not opposed.
I'll take it to Rob Manfred. I'll email his office.
Well, we're done for.
0-1. I'll present the rule.
A final thought for now on that is I'm not opposed, but again, if they were enforced, there's no need for that. Again, it's did they attempt at the pitch?
0-1 or 1-1 account, excuse me. Helt delivers. That is outside, 2-1.
Well, you can't get much closer to the black there.
Coy Amos, who started this game, now in the field. 2-1. That's a strike, 2-2.
You can only imagine the range of emotions that Jefferson County is currently feeling. There's 3 outs is all they have left to play with in this tournament, unless they have a big-time rally.
3 outs before elimination. That's time is called, 2-2. So what you're telling me, Logan, is about the rule is you'll get back to me on that?
Well, maybe I'll sleep on it.
2-2 the count. That one is hit for a base hit, and here we go. Just like that one gif, here we go.
I'll sleep on it because you and I and Adam Dell are opening this thing up tomorrow morning, and at some point or another, I believe we're scheduled to call the game together tomorrow. I
believe so. I'd have to check the schedule, but it's all run together at this point. So Quinn McCoy, the batter.
But I'll marinate on it over some peach ice cream in a cone this evening.
Some peach ice cream. First pitch, that's ball. Excited to hear Adam Dell on the call for baseball. I worked with him with some hockey Excited to hear him and you do some baseball tomorrow. And
should be a great experience. I've never gotten the pleasure of working with Adam.
That is
as far as calling
swung
games
on a miss.
go. And so very excited for that tomorrow morning, though. It can take its time getting here. I'd like to get some sleep.
Now, bright and early, 9 a.m. first pitch, roughly. 3 games tomorrow.
I'm hoping he's bringing Brecky.
That is 2-1. Maybe some donuts. Some Boston cream maybe, or some chocolate with sprinkles on it. Mercy, am I hungry. 2-1 the count. On the way. That is inside, 3-1. Making Logan giggle a little bit. And my goal every broadcast is to make Logan giggle into the mic, and it's slowly getting there. He almost broke through. 3-1 the count. Runner on first.
It's going to get very interesting if we get this ball 4. It'll get very interesting real fast.
3.
You'll see bodies moving and shaking, I promise you. And just like that, there it is.
3-1 is a walk, and now there's 2 on and nobody out. And it looks like Helt's day or night might be done.
But see, that just goes to show how pivotal that last inning was. While yes, this does get a little nerve-wracking, no doubt. There's no reason to downplay that. But think about where we'd be if it stays at a 1-run game instead of it's now ballooned to a 5-run game.
Indeed, that's so big, and we'll see what happens here. 2 on, nobody out. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back right here on Beavers Field on the Score on Air Network and the Beavers Field Facebook page.
What the American Legion have brought to my life, it was about service, it was about the community and commitment, not only to the veterans, but also to the families. We make different families everywhere we go. We have not only our personal family, but then we develop families while we're serving. We are here to support your family because we've been there, we know what it's like, and we know what we need to do to help you.
The strength of America, our values, our way of life hasn't just been won on the battlefield. It's won every day in our communities when we come together, extending hands of compassion, service, and hope to those who need it most. For over 100 years, the American Legion has been strengthening communities across our nation by providing life-saving help and support to our veterans and neighbors during times like we're facing today.
It's what the Legion's all about.
From blood drives to distributing food, from responding to emergencies and protecting the most vulnerable among us, our mission is making America's communities stronger.
We are one family, and therefore, we care.
We are the American Legion, veterans strengthening America. To learn how you can help, visit legion.org.
If you've ever dreamed of a career in the sports production industry, your dream could come true. The Ohio Media School is enrolling their next sports emphasis class soon. You'll learn about all the different aspects of what goes into the broadcast that you watch or listen to. Go from behind the scenes to the front of the camera. You'll also get hands-on opportunities to practice your skills through the Score on Air Network. Call the Ohio Media School at 614-655-5250 or visit beonair.com/Columbus.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition in strengthening America through service.
So if you're a veteran,
consider joining us.
Or donate to help us support our veterans.
And welcome back to Beavers Field. Top of the 7th. It is getting interesting here. Drama filled. Brandon Albright is your new pitcher, Logan.
Taking the mound for Post.
2 out, or excuse me, 2 on, nobody out.
Albright.
If you're Conneaut, you're trying to end this day with a victory.
And if you are Jefferson County, you are just trying to survive.
Trying to survive.
You're not thinking about, okay, if we get this, if we get that. You're thinking about, can I get the next guy on and keep the line moving?
Can they keep the line moving? It starts here with Kason Sutton, who pitched. Pitched okay and worked out of some jams, some jellies and some jams, and to keep it food related, I guess. That's the direction we've gone, but Sutton will step in against Brandon Albright. Trying to seal this victory. First pitch. That is up high, 1-0.
Bringing up bat number 26, Kason Sutton.
So Sutton swings and hits this one in the air. Garcia heading over. He'll make the catch out.
Once again, I know I sound like a broken record, but how about the range of Garcia? There's a lot of center fielders that you wouldn't necessarily at least make that play look so easy. And there was never really a moment of doubt.
Number 16, Aiden Fernandez.
So here we go. Aiden Fernandez, the bottom of the order. 7. And Aiden Fernandez, and on deck, Nicky Meyer. 2 on, 1 out. 1 pitch away from getting out of it. That's all right. That one is a ball. 1-0.
You did the put out in right field that cost me
1-0 the count.
There was a city board.
That one is sort of an oopsie swing, but he still got a piece of it nonetheless and fouled it off.
How'd you describe that swing?
Would I what?
How'd you describe that swing?
An oopsie swing.
An oopsie swing.
Didn't look like Fernandez wanted to swing at it all the way, so he just kind of oopsie. But regardless, it's 1-1 with 1 out.
He kind of oopsie. Cody Larson, everybody.
This is what you get. 12 hours, 13 hours is that. In the air, left field. That one's going to fall in for a hit. That's going to score at least a run. That's going to score 2. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now a 10-7 ball game. Aiden Fernandez with the big double.
That ball kept going and going and going. I was beginning to wonder if I might creep out of here.
It looked like it as Nicky Maurer. I certainly thought it had a chance.
The ball is carried so well here today. That's been a theme that we really haven't talked about enough, is how well the ball's carried.
So Maurer takes a strike. Nicky Maurer trying to be the hero. At least be part of the story. Keep the line moving. This is in the air. Center field. Garcia is there. He makes the catch. Runner will tag, and he will make it to third. And now Jefferson County is down to their final out. And it's up to Blake Conley. And a meeting on the mound. A very quick meeting. So with 2 outs, the number 9 hitter.
Post 33, Blake Connolly.
Blake Conley. And the pitch. That one gets to the backstop, and a run will score. And it's now a 10-8 game.
All of a sudden, 10 days. So you are a bloop and a blast away if you're in Jefferson County. It still feels pretty unlikely, if I'm being honest.
So I don't know if it was just my observation or if I'm making this observation wrong, but it looked like the catcher looked over to the dugout and said he couldn't see the sign they were giving him. That might have happened.
That's where, and I know it's a more veteran thing, that's where
that's a strike going one.
Get some clip-ons of some neon or perhaps white and it'll stick out into there.
1-1, 2 outs. That is 2-1.
You know, more what we see in the game, those kind of clip-on neon nails.
Yeah,
kinda,
Tucker Barnhart specialty.
Yeah.
2-1 the count. Blake Conley.
For such an emergency, neon nails.
2-1 on the way. That's a strike. And Jefferson County is down to their final strike.
No matter how this goes, you got to give it up to Jefferson County for showing a lot of fortitude. It's been so easy to kind of take the wind out of the sails, and they're fighting till the bitter end.
2-2 to count. In the dirt, 3-2. Here we go. A walk or anything to get him on base would mean the tying run would come to the plate in the top of the order.
The anxiety,
in J.T. Thompson.
The anxiety in that home dugout would rise.
3-2. It's swung on and missed. The runner will make it to first anyway. So he said he swung and went to the backstop. And Logan Morris, the tying run, will come to the plate with 2 outs in the 7th.
The anxiety in that dugout has got to be just palpable at this moment.
All it takes is one swing. Can J.T. Thompson provide it? 10-8.
Now batting number 4, J.T. Thompson.
1 on, 2 out. Albright looks in at the sign from his catcher. Fires away up high, 1-0. One to know the count, 2 outs. Runner on first. That's a strike. 1-1. Dave Ferroni on deck. But now the focus is on Thompson. That's in the dirt. It is 2-1. A great hitter's count here.
In traditional scenarios, yes, but you want to take a chance on mistiming that hanging pitch.
2-1 is now 3-1. So buckle up. Here we go. 3-1. 2 outs. Runner on first. Brendan Albright. Let's get one more out. Easier said than done. To send Conneaut to advance in the tournament. That is ball 4. The tying run is now on base, and this is getting really interesting as Dave Ferroni, the catcher, will come to the plates. Here we go. Are you ready, Logan?
Now the go-ahead run.
The go-ahead run comes to the plate in Dave Ferroni. 2 on, 2 out. 10-8 game. First pitch ball.
Yeah, if you're Ferroni, you don't want to go beyond yourself. Just do what you know how to do.
Want to know the count. That's a strike, 1-1. Much needed strike. Breathe a sigh of relief.
Ferroni shouldn't try to play the hero. Stay on yourself. Maybe shorten up the approach, a short comeback swing. See if you can drop something into right field.
That's in the dirt. The runner from second will try to go to third, and he's caught in a rundown. Oh, no. The third baseman will throw it back, and here we go. In a pickle we are, and what a way for this game to end in a pickoff move. And the game is over. 10-8 is your final score. 3 runs come home in the inning, but unfortunately, Logan, could not capitalize at the end. A base running mistake there. Final thoughts for you as we wrap up this game. Couple of great games.
A couple of great games and a couple of heartbreaking ways to lose. It's one of those things that it's one thing to lose, but these two games that we called today, and it's been a pleasure and a privilege to do so with you, have ended in such strange, heartbreaking fashions. You can't help but feel for the losing side. But it's been an absolute pleasure. And what do you say we get up here in about 8-9 hours and do it again tomorrow morning?
Yes, sir. So we're looking forward to hearing you and Adam Dell on the call for Game 1, Game 11 of the tournament tomorrow. Looking forward to that. First pitch roughly around 9 a.m. right here on the Score and Air Network on the Beaversfield Facebook page. Signing off for the night. The final score 10-8. Conneaut defeats Jefferson County and moves on. I'm Cody Larson, Logan Morris, signing off for this evening.